Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Okay, so this is probably going to be the strangest episode of Spoke that you've ever seen because Zero gave his take of what he thought of AEW for this week, and I'm doing the same. This is because my schedule kept changing and stuff, and we didn't have time to basically do Spoke, at least recording-wise, together, and I actually wanted to talk about this week's content, so pretty much producer man's going to just edit out 2 opinions on it, so that way you'll get somewhat of an episode of Spoke. So I'm just going to kind of be as quick as I can because AEW WrestleDream is in 2 hours, so I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. This is kind of the flaws of having Collision on Saturdays because we couldn't really do Spoke until today because we still had to wait for Collision to air. But yeah, let's just get this started. Talking about Dynamite first, since that show happened first. That took place on September 27th, 2023. Commentary team was Taz and Excalibur. Tony Schiavone was on assignment all week. I don't know where he was, but he just wasn't there. It kicked off with the international title match. It was Rey Fenix defending the title against Jeff Jarrett. And Rey Fenix had Alex Apahentez ringside, and Jeff Jarrett had the traditional crew ringside that he would have. Karen Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh. This was a solid international title match. Nothing offensive. I thought it was relatively good stuff. I thought there was a little bit too much interference. It was a little overbooked, but overall I thought it was good enough for what it was. Eventually, Rey Fenix does win with the roll-up. They did do a bit where Aubrey Edwards prevented Karen Jarrett from interfering because she was the referee, so that was a nice little callback. So yeah, that was relatively good stuff. And yeah, overall, just a good international title match. Then there was a little hype promo for Better Than You Baby, where they did a video on MJF's boat, and it was like his dad's boat, it wasn't even his boat, and they're having a good time, and MJF teases like he's going to get Adam Cole another beer, but instead he goes for the Dynamite doesn't win, and he acts like he's going to clunk Adam Cole with it. And he pretty much sees what's about to happen, and he explains to MJF, because MJF is upset that Adam Cole wasn't out there for his world title match until the end and stuff. Adam Cole explains that it's normal for people to have other friends outside of, their friendship and all that type of stuff. And MJF understands. They're fishing on this, and they catch Captain Insano, and Captain Insano hangs out with them, and Captain Insano thinks that, Better Than You Baby are cool. And Adam Cole was on crutches here, so this was kind of like the first. We had heard that he had gotten injured, when he jumped off the ramp on the last episode of Dynamite, so this was kind of, a callback to what happened. Then I'll just lump these 2 segments into one. Renee Paquette interviews the Don Callis family, and it shows them in Japan, and before this, Don Callis, Konosuke Takeshita, and then, he brings out Sammy Guevara. They talk about how they're going to destroy Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, and they mention that no matter where you are, you're not safe from the Don Callis family. And it shows the Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita going to Japan and destroying Kota Ibushi. And obviously, that this was a big mistake on their part because of the relationship between Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega as part of the Golden Lovers and everything like that. So I like this segment here. I thought this was a good way to kind of incorporate Kota Ibushi into it. Ricky Starks and Big Bill do a promo. This was taped on last Saturday's Collision, where Ricky Starks is mentioning that, while Bryan Danielson kept him down, he still showed that he was tough. Willa Yuta tries to come up and show him some prods, but Ricky Starks is just mouthing off at him, so it leads to a match being set up for WrestleDream. Relatively good stuff there. I'm looking forward to seeing the match. We had a triple threat match where the winner was going to face Rey Fenix on the 4-year anniversary of Dynamite episode. It was Nick Jackson, Brian Cage, and Claudio Castagnoli. I like this triple threat match here. I thought this was a good way to incorporate all their styles and stuff like that. Nice mixture of styles. Nick Jackson was kind of the flippy guy. Brian Cage was the powerhouse, and Claudio Castagnoli was a hybrid, but they still all relatively worked a hybrid style, except for maybe Nick Jackson. He kind of did his style. And eventually Nick Jackson wins with a flipping splash, and Brian Cage kicks out like at the last second. But Nick Jackson's going to face Rey Fenix with the international title on the 4-year anniversary of Dynamite. And this is obviously, a good callback because they faced off on like one of the first early days episode of Dynamite originally. So this is a nice little callback right there. So I like that. They have a vignette on the right just talking about, the friendship between Better Than You Baby. We have a promo for Better Than You Baby. We find out pretty much that Adam Cole is not going to be ready to go by WrestleDream. He pretty much has to go get surgery, and he's going to be gone for a while, which is legit. He's going to be out for like 6 months. And MJF says that he's going to defend the World Tag Team titles, the ROH World Tag Team titles, by himself. So now the match at WrestleDream is a handicap match. And then, Adam Cole and, because the Kingdom and Roderick Strong come out, and Roderick Strong leave together, and then Jay White comes out, and MJF just cuts this great promo, really tearing down Jay White, pretty much talking about how MJF is filet mignon, while people have to put all this stuff to really make you special, like Bullet Club and all these approvals and things like that. If you took that stuff away, you would just have a vanilla midget. Well, he doesn't say that, but you would just have a vanilla bland Englishman in Jay White, which I thought was great stuff. And then Jay White pretty much talks about how he's the one that really caused the change in MJF, because had you not, taken out Adam Cole and caused him to have a concussion, then Adam Cole would not have, most likely led to you and all that type of stuff. And then MJF kind of loses his cool, and they act like they're going to fight, but nothing happens. So, yeah, I liked this segment here. I thought this was a great back and forth between Jay White and MJF. I will admit, MJF did kind of own Jay White, but I think, I thought Jay White had decent little comebacks, but overall this was relatively good stuff. I'm excited to see a Jay White MJF feud, so looking forward to it. Jim Ross interviews Christian Cage and Darby Allin. It was very personal. I really can't do this interview justice. Just go sit down and watch it for yourself. And it was just relatively awesome stuff. Then Orange Cassidy faced Petro El Zero Miedo, Matt Jackson, and Austin Gunn in a 4-way. Great 4-way. Orange Cassidy ended up winning. I think he pinned Austin Gunn with the beach break. And yeah, this was to build momentum for that 4-way tag title match. Well, the 4-way tag title number 1 contenders match between Orange Cassidy and Hook. So I like this. This was great stuff. Julia Hart beat Willow Nightingale. This was whatever. Really didn't care about it. Afterwards, she called out Chris Statlander. She came out, and Julia Hart took off. I feel like they kind of really missed an opportunity with Willow Nightingale. She was really popular at one point. Now she's just kind of nothing. And then we had the contract signing. Really good contract signing. I thought Heyman, Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland did a lot of really good jabs at each other. Made me pretty excited for the match at WrestleDream. And yeah, they signed the contract. Then the end of the show is the most intriguing, which is why I really wanted to come on and do this. Because the end of the show, we see these masked men attacking Jay White. And one of the masked men had MJF's mask that, he's been wearing. The same mask that he came back with at All Out last year when he came back in the ladder match and everything like that. And yeah, obviously we're meant to think that this is MJF, but who knows? We don't know who could be, because obviously a lot of people pointed out that when Better Than You Baby had a segment a few weeks ago, Adam Cole had, the mask was in the background, so a lot of people are thinking that this is potentially Adam Cole, which, depending on how long they continue the storyline, if they can keep this going for 6 months, it very well could be Adam Cole, but that just obviously depends on what happens with MJF if he ends up re-signing next year and everything like that. We still don't know about that, but yeah, this can go a lot of different directions. I'm really excited to see where this could go. It definitely added intrigue to the show, so overall, that was relatively good stuff. And overall, I thought we had a relatively solid episode of Dynamite. I'm going to give it like a B. I think the one knock I would have about this show is this really didn't feel like a go-home show that, was one last little bit of hype before WrestleDream. I kind of thought they spent a little bit too much time advertising other things like the 4-year anniversary of Dynamite. There was a lot of things on this show that really didn't have anything to do with the pay-per-view. I will give it a little bit of a pass because obviously Adam Cole is out now, so I don't think they expected that to happen. But I don't. If I sat somebody down and this was like AEW's one chance to order the pay-per-view, I don't think they would have been convinced, type of thing. I'm ordering the pay-per-view regardless. It's already ordered and everything like that, just to see Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. alone. So it's like, they already had my money. But I don't think this did the greatest job of, one little last bit of pay-per-view hype. Then Rampage, that aired September 29th, 2023. We had the same people on commentary. This was relatively a good show. We had the Hardys and Brother Zay challenge the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass Billy Gunn for the Trios titles. Really good stuff here. Acclaimed and Daddy Ass Billy Gunn retained the titles, and now they're gonna defend the titles against TMDK1 at WrestleDream, so on the buy-in, so that's gonna be good stuff. But overall, relatively good tag match. I thought these two trios had good chemistry with each other. I would have preferred this main evented just because I don't really agree with what did main event, but it is what it is. And then Eddie Kingston did a promo backstage. He talked about, his match coming up at WrestleDream, being a double champion. And Jay Lethal came up and pretty much trashed Eddie Kingston for being ROH World Champion. He's not like the image that a lot of people would think of past ROH World Champions. So he's basically gunning for that title. I didn't like that he kind of didn't really seem like he cared about the Strong belt, but he just kind of cared about the ROH belt because he basically said, I don't care what happens there. So I kind of thought that put that title down, but whatever. Then Andrade Alito did an interview where he basically challenged Juice Robinson to a match. We had the New Japan Strong openweight title match between Eddie Kingston and Rocky Romero. Very good stuff here. Eddie Kingston retained his title. He won with a submission. And overall, I liked that. Just really good stuff. Then Aussie Open did a promo backstage where they talked about the All-Star match they had coming up and winning the AEW World Tag Team titles. The Right just squashed Caleb Crush and Gunner. It's pretty one-sided. I think there was another promo with the Right just on Rampage. Then it showed the history between Santana and Ortiz, everything that's been going on with them recently. I would have preferred this aired on Collision instead of Rampage. I hope they don't just keep this feud on Rampage, because I think it's way too interesting of a feud to not put under the shows. Then it showed a video package for the TNT Championship build-up. Then Nick Wayne challenged Luchasaurus to a match on the 0 Hour. That's a mistake, but, it's his choice. Then Zack Sabre Jr. did interviewed, and he talked about, how he's pretty much going to end the career of Bryan Danielson. And then Ruby Soho and Sheeta fought for an AEW World Championship number 1 contenders match. I didn't care about this match. I don't care about it. Well, I care about Sheeta, but I don't care about Ruby Soho and stuff. And, yeah, this was the Raw match, the main event. I think, too, I watched a 2-hour SmackDown. I watched Level Up before this. I ideally was just done watching wrestling, so I just didn't really care. I was on my phone most of the time, texting people. Sheeta won, and the match was just very overbooked. I didn't care about it. So, yeah, Sheeta won. She's going to face Saraya on Title Tuesday. So that's on October 10th, so that's on this coming week. Rampage was okay. Give it like a C+. I feel like had the main event been different, they always seem to pick the wrong match to main event Rampage. They just asking people to leave. It always seems to be just some random match that nobody cares about. So I think that needs to end. Then we had Collision. We had the cold open that hyped everybody for the 8-man tag. Collision, by the way, aired on September 30th, 2023. We had Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness on commentary for it. Juice Robinson faced Andrade El Idolo. Really good match here. I thought these two had really good chemistry with each other. Andrade El Idolo won with the Hammerlock DDT. And it was really good stuff. I thought the match was very back and forth. I think it made sense to give Andrade his win back since he lost to Jay White a week ago. So I thought that made all the sense in the world. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho did an interview. They're teaming up on this episode. So basically they just say that they have each other's back. Toni Storm did another portrait of a star where she talked about how big of a star she is. She made a callback to her last WWE appearance. She thought RJ City was hitting on her, but he said that he wasn't. Then she's like, well, am I not good enough for you? And then it ends there. I like these segments with Toni Storm here. I think they're really good. I kind of hope I hope they continue doing these. Alex Mavez tried to interview Prince Nano and Don Callis, but he didn't really get much answers from them. Then before that, there was Best Friends versus the Kingdom. This was a really good tag match here. The Kingdom win with a assisted pile driver. And then afterwards, they pretty much try to get Adam Cole to come over Roderick Strong so they can hash things out and all that type of stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Then Julia Hart destroyed Vert Vixen. Just not much of offense here. And then afterwards, she challenged Chris Statlander to come out and face her, but she just kind of backs down. It was more mind games, and Chris Statlander said there's gonna be no way for her to win at WrestleDream. Claudio Castagnoli did a promo where he basically talked about how he's the best technical wrestler in the world, and Josh Barnett responded, and now that's going to be a match at 0 Hour. This match really should have had a lot more build than just one show, but I think the match would still be awesome. I like both of those two. Jericho and Omega beat the Gates of Agony. I thought that was relatively good stuff. I didn't really like that they had Quan, I think his name is, tap out. I would have just had Jericho beat him with the Judas effect, but that was whatever. Afterwards, they cut a promo saying that they're willing, they're not going to be a team full time, but they're going to work together pretty much just to take out Don Callis. It was good stuff. Then the Light just did another video package. It was more along the same things that they've been saying. It was still good stuff. I just, more of the same stuff. And then they faced Travis Williams and Judas Inkius. And they beat him. Afterwards, they took a piece of wood and grabbed a chair and hit it between his legs and all that type of stuff. So they completely broke his leg and potentially his balls. It's not good. And then they just cut a promo on MJF. I was kind of hoping MJF would make the save, but he didn't. Then it showed some hype for the double title match. TMDK did an interview where they talk about how they look forward to winning the titles. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass came up and talked about they have a big opportunity. And then Shane Hayes tried to rap, but he failed. So I thought this was funny. Then we had the 8-man tag. It was Bryan Danielson, Willie Udo, and FTR versus Aussie Open, Ricky Starks, and Big Bill with Zack Sabre Jr. on commentary. The heels won, actually, which I didn't expect. They hit the double choke slam spear combination on Dax Harwood. I don't know if he was supposed to kick out or if Cash Wheeler was supposed to make the save, because it did seem really weird. A lot of the wrestlers kind of didn't really know what to make of it. And then afterwards, Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. had a little face-off. They did lock up a little bit, but nothing crazy, which I like that they kind of kept that. But that was the end of Collision. Collision was solid. I'll give that a B. I think if I had watched Collision before NXT No Mercy, I think I was just kind of burnt out. I've watched a lot of wrestling this week, and I think I was just kind of burnt out by the time I got to Collision. So I was kind of, I was kind of whatever. So there you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Before I end off, I'm going to do some, some previewing of future stuff coming up with AEW. Oh, I just closed out my DoorDash order. That's not good. Let me find the code for WrestleDream. Yeah, the code for WrestleDream's looking good. Not great. I feel like, they could have advertised this a little bit more, but, it is what it is. I'll just kind of go through the code real quick. Oh, okay, there we go. So, we have the Dream match, Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. I'm really looking forward to this match. I think Bryan Danielson wins. They could give the win to Zack Sabre Jr. since Bryan Danielson's on the way out, but I don't think they're going to have Zack Sabre Jr. win. It's in Bryan Danielson's hometown. I think a lot of people would want to see him win, and I think, Zack Sabre Jr. will gain a lot more by having an impressive showing. I don't know how good this match will be. I still think it'll be awesome, but because Bryan Danielson's still recovering from the shoulder injury, I think, it's gonna. I think I'm not gonna have my expectations too high just because of Bryan Danielson's injury. So I'll just say that. Then we have Swerve Strickland versus Heyman Adam Page. This one is really could go either way. I think they both need a win. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Swerve Strickland wins. I think this could do a lot for him if he wins. I think they could still continue the feud and just have Heyman Adam Page win, but I think Swerve Strickland could really use a victory here. I think it would do wonders for him. Then we have FTR defending their AEW World Tag Team titles against Aussie Open. This is a year after the first match, and I actually think Aussie Open are going to win the tag titles here. I'm probably going to get this pick wrong, but I think, FTR kind of done everything that they could with as tag team champions. I think Aussie Opens need a big win because they just lost the ROH World Tag Team titles recently, and, it makes sense of the storyline because it's the whole thing that it's a year. I think they need to kind of get some momentum back on their side because they've been taking a lot of big losses. And I think Aussie Open could do some great things as AEW World Tag Team Champions. Then we have the 2 out of 3 falls match between Christian Cage and Darby Allin for the TNT title, where Christian Cage is defending it. It's going to main event, it looks like. And this is really a tough one to pick. I really could see it going either way. Some tells me they might give the win to Darby Allin, but I'm gonna say Christian Cage retains. I think I think he is gonna retain via cheating. I think he'll retain, and I think the reason this is main eventing is I think it's actually gonna happen. I think Adam Copeland / Edge is going to make his debut at the end of the show, and that's why it's main eventing. His contract expired today at midnight, or last night at midnight, depending on when since this is going up Monday. And yeah, I just think it makes sense. I don't know why else this match would main event if it's not going to lead to the debut of Adam Copeland, unless this is to make us think he's debuting. But I'm not sure, so we'll see. But I say Christian Cage retains. I think too, if Adam Copeland comes in, that's the perfect person to challenge. To challenge for the TNT title. They could even do something where they have like a thing where they're friends and stuff. But I think Adam Copeland comes in. Then we have Chris Statlander putting up the TBS Women's title on the line against Julia Hart. I think, as much as I would love to see Julia Hart win the title, I think Chris Statlander's going to win. She just basically wrote off Jade Cargill and stuff, and I think they want to keep that momentum going. She has a lot of momentum behind her. I hope she doesn't win cleanly. I kind of hope she just wins with a roll-up or something, so that way Julia Hart can stay in the mix, because I think there's a lot you can still do with this feud. And you could do some type of dark magic type of match because it's October, it's Halloween time, but I think Julia Hart would fit that role. And as for if House of Black was still AEW Trios champions, there'd be more of a chance Julia Hart wins, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. So then we have the 4-way tag title match where the winner gets a tag title shot anytime. Young Bucks versus the Guns versus Orange Cassidy and Hook versus the Lucha Bros. This one's really a tough one to pick. I don't think it's going to be the Young Bucks or the Lucha Bros, just because I think they have a lot going on right now. I'm going to say Orange Cassidy and Hook win. I think there would be a different team to get in the mix for the tag titles. And I think if you do them versus Aussie Open, that could be a fun match. If FTR to retain, they could still do that match because obviously AEW, it doesn't really matter where your alignment is. They're not shy about doing any type of tag title match. So I think Orange Cassidy and Hook wins. I think that'd be something different to do. Then we have the trios match. It's Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi versus Sammy Guevara, Will Ospreay, and Konosuke Takeshita. Both teams need a win. Jericho and Omega need a win just because Omega's been taking a lot of losses lately at All In and All Out. And then Jericho, he did beat Guevara recently, so he doesn't need a big win as much as Omega does. But also, this will be the second big loss that Kota Ibushi will take. But also Don Callis, I think it's time for him to get some type of, karma done to him after everything he's done. But also the Don Callis family need to win. You need to validate Sammy Guevara's heel turn. And I don't really think anyone on the Don Callis family could really afford to take a pin. Will Ospreay really can't. He's doing really well right now. Sammy Guevara just turned. He can't take a pin, and Konosuke Takesta's looking dominant. He can't take a pin. So I'm going to say the Don Callis family win. I actually think Jericho can easily take a pin just because, it's Jericho. It's not going to hurt him too much. And I think, they can do a lot of cheating to get the win. And I think there's more of a benefit to the Don Callis family winning. It kind of gives you all that more reason to want to see Kenny Omega, Jericho, and Ibushi get their revenge. But yeah, this is really, I'm really disappointed they didn't do Kota versus Konosuke in just a one-on-one match on this show. But it is what it is. Then we're going to have the double championship match. It's going to be Eddie Kingston putting up his ROH World title and NJPW Strong Openweight title against Kazuchika Shibata. I think Eddie Kingston wins. He just became a double champion. I don't see the reason to take it off of him. I think Shibata will put up a great performance, but I don't think he'll win. I think I want Eddie Kingston to win too, but we'll see what happens. Then we have the ROH World Tag Team titles. MJF defending the titles by himself against the Righteous. Because Adam Cole is going to be out for a while, I think the Righteous will just win the ROH World Tag Team titles here. It's going to be, they put themselves in a tough spot here, obviously, just because, MJF really can't afford to take a pinfall or submission. But I think they can work themselves out of it. They could always do something where Bullet Club Gold cost them the match, maybe the Guns or not Jay White, but Juice Robinson lay them out. I mean, they do have the whole thing where it is 2-on-1, so you can kind of accept it a little bit. MJF is still injured from his matches with Joe and stuff, so they could easily do this. I think if Adam Cole was coming back relatively soon, they would keep the titles, but I think they're just going to put the titles on the Righteous here. This is why I think it was a mistake a little bit to not have the Kingdom become the number one contenders, but again, I think they should have been number one contenders anyways, but it is what it is. I think the Righteous will do great as tag team champions. Then we have Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta. I think Ricky Starks wins. He's been taking a lot of big losses lately to Punk and the two to Danielson. I think Ricky Starks needs to get a big victory, and I think, this is the perfect way for that to happen. Then we have the buy-in matches. We have the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass defending the AEW World Trios Championships against TMDK. I think the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass are retaining, and they just won the titles not that long ago, and I just don't see them taking them off them. Then we have Luchasaurus versus Nick Wayne. I think this is an easy victory for Luchasaurus. I think Nick Wayne will put up somewhat of a fight, but there's just no shot that Luchasaurus wins. So, there you go. Then we have Josh Barnett versus Claudio Castagnoli. Could go either way, but because Claudio just lost the ROH World title recently, and he's the one that's showcased on AEW full-time, I think he should get the win here. So that's what I predict. And then the last match to do predictions for is there's a 4-on-4 mixed tag that I really don't care about. It's Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante versus Satoshi Kojima, Keith Lee, Athena, and Billy Starks. Yeah, talk about a random ass match here. We easily could have done without this match. Because Keith Lee's on the other team, and I like Keith Lee a lot, I'm going to pick Keith Lee's team to win, just because I like him a lot. But yeah, this is just not a good utilization for Keith Lee. Like, this is a waste. At least it's being used, but, like, I don't get it. So yeah, that's basically everything going on. WrestleDream. There was other stuff going on next week. Next week, on the 4-year anniversary, obviously, we're going to have Ray Phoenix to put up the international title against Nick Jackson. Nothing else is announced for next week. I assume they're going to start announcing stuff tonight on WrestleDream. They'll start announcing some matches and stuff like that, so that'll be fun. And then on Title Tuesday, Soraya's going to put up the AEW Women's World title on the line against Hikaru Shida. So, yeah, you got some good stuff coming out of AEW. I think tonight's show will be great. It's a great card, so I don't see why it would fail. They are announcing that this is going to be like the start of a new era for AEW. I don't know what that means because they've mentioned that before. So it'll be interesting. Is the new era just Adam Copeland debuting? But Tony Khan did say several surprises are happening. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But overall, that spoke. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to check out future content coming to the channel. The Wrestling Rundown will be done October 7th. Not October 7th, October 8th, because October 7th is Fastlane. And then it will be uploaded probably October 10th, October 11th, ish, depending on what happens. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of Spark. Sorry it's done in the weirdest circumstances, but you know, it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching, and since this is being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future. And you know, I don't know what's airing first. Here's Zero's take, just in case, just to kind of get that out of the way. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, welcome to the most ghetto episode of fucking Spark ever. We are back with AEW Spark Ghetto episode 2. And yeah, so as some people, as you could tell if you have a human fucking brain, that almost done here, unfortunately. And I don't blame Owen. But okay, before we start, I just want to say a shout out to my boy Owen. He's the homie, the fucking big homie, bruh. Even though I thought he was probably like 5'2", I thought he was a midget, but he's actually taller than me, which is fucking ridiculous. So yeah, shout out to him, and I hope what he's doing currently is fun, and I hope, you know, he's like enjoying his time. So I would say this: yes, I'd rather have him here, but I'm gonna give this man a break, even though he told me to continue to the Spark episode alone, which I obliged, because I kind of want to give him a break, because this nigga be doing like fucking 20 fucking different shows in one day. He doesn't go to sleep. He only sleeps for like 30 minutes, and like his bedtime, he has to wake up at 5 a.m., go to work, come home, do like an episode of Aftershock or when 10AJ talks and all that stuff for like 10 hours, eat, shower, go to bed around go to bed around 4:30 a.m. just to wake up and go to work. So yeah, give him a break, even though I easily should take a break, but I really don't, because I have no fucking life. So yeah, welcome to this episode of Spark, and also shout out to producer man James, because he's a fat fuck. So yeah, this is gonna be probably a quick episode, but I will say this: we have a sponsor for this episode, and this episode is sponsored by, well, nobody, but I have a chair. But I have a chair. Yeah. With my call name on it and CTE. So yeah. That's the sponsor for today. Go to threatpromotions.com and get a CTE chair. Can you imagine if we actually did that? I should talk to Aaron about that. Maybe. But yeah, so yeah. This episode is probably gonna be quick, because I have a confession to make. I did not watch Rampage, and I skimmed through Collision. So yeah. So let's start off with the one, the only. Why I keep pressing that damn app? Stop pressing that app. So let's start with the usual. Let's start with Dynamite. Yeah, that's not even. There we go. Let's start off with Dynamite, shall we? So this Dynamite happened. Okay, I'm gonna skim through this because I want to get ready for a WrestleDream. So there will be no retrospective of what happened in the history, and it would just be a skim through, because WrestleDream is today, which is Sunday, and yeah. So yeah. You know what that means? It's Wednesday. So yeah, the first match was the international. The first match was a international championship open challenge match with Ray Phoenix taking against Double J, Jeff Jarrett, JEFF I can't believe I got that right. So yeah, the match was alright. I really did not give a fuck about this match. Ray Phoenix won, like fucking. So Ray Phoenix won. LOL by goddamn Credo, which is funny. So The next, the next, uh, so yeah, the next segment is the MJF Adam Cole's joint. So yeah, Adam Cole is actually hurt. He has a crutch and a cast. So yeah, so this was the greatest segment ever because one, it was an MJF Adam Cole joint, and two, it was something goofy. Now, and I love me some goofy shit. So yeah, so this segment was hilarious. So there was doing that whole boat trip fishing and and the whole thing was basically like MJF's kind of jealous at Cole and Kenrati. So yeah, but MJF was about to go full on Godfather or Mafia on Cole. MJF is about to go Mafia on Cole. So he was literally about to put on the diamond ring, bop at him, and throw him off the boat. But Cole knew that was going to happen. So it didn't happen. But moral of the story, Cole is telling MJF that it's better to have more than one friend and it's healthy. So MJF is like, oh, okay. Because the thing is that having more than one friend is pretty normal. And plus, it'll make it better if your other friends know your other like, what makes it better is if your friend has other friends and you met his other friends. It's really good. Like, plus if you put two Cooper friends together just to know each other and have fun, it would make things better though. So yeah. So yeah, Cole's telling Kim Jeff, it's cool to have more than one friend. It's normal. It's healthy. So like Kim Jeff's like, oh, okay. Plus, last time almost got caught when I tried to throw somebody overboard. The funniest shit ever, bro. But guess what? During the fishing trip, they caught a fish. They caught a big fish, and they end up catching Captain Insano. Fucking Big Show with the Captain Insano Stars and Stripes freaking joint, like Stars and Stripes singlet with the rubber duck with a duck face. They caught them and they end up having a beer. All three of them had a beer together. That's right. I love this segment. This segment was too funny to me, real funny. But yeah. Then we have a footage of Don Callis and Takeshita literally just tracking down Kota Ibushi in Tokyo. Yeah. So they called it. So they was running around trying to find Ibushi in Tokyo. So yeah. Then we cut to an in-ring segment between Don Callis and Takeshita. And they basically just say, Sammy Guevara is the newest member of the Don Callis family and all that other shit, yada yada yada, blase blase blase. I think in the same episode they showed Takeshita beating the absolute dog shit out of whoever the young boy was and beating up fucking Ibushi. So it was something, alright? It was really, really something. So anyways, Sammy said, yeah, I am, the newest member, blase blase blase. Fucking Jericho hold me back, blase blase blase. Basically him speaking truth. I don't give a fuck. Next we have footage after last night of Ricky Starks, after Ricky Starks giving a handshake to fucking Brian Danielson. Crazy because it's crazy because after their Texas death match, they seem like they're cool. And then Stark started yelling, say, "Ah, we was like, hey, you survived against, hey, you bled with us. You want to join us?" He said, "No, I'm on fan joining me." So tonight, which is Sunday, being recorded, they're gonna have a match. Wheeler Yuta and Ricky Starks. Anyways, next we have a 3-way blind eliminator for the international title shot next week. It's 1/3. This was a stupid match, bro. This was Nick Jackson taking against Brian Cage, taking against Claudio. Brian Cage looked like a star, Claudio looked like a star, and Nick Jackson won. Moving on, because this was a stupid decision in my opinion. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Adam Cole and MJF came out to the ring. Blase blase blase. Cole said Cole wanted to relinquish the titles because he's hurt. But MJF said, "Hell no, we just won these fucking belts. What the fuck, bro?" So MJF said he's going to take on against the Righteous by himself and win the match and still be called Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. I guess had him like, "You sure about that?" He said, "Yeah." Then MJF called Karate a simp, and so MJF is going to go up against the Righteous in a handicap match, and Adam Cole is going to join Roddy in the injured line. But we hear the Switchblade sound effect, and Jay White came out, and MJF and Jay White had a battle of the words. In my opinion, MJF won. King Switch, he didn't show up, that much. So basically, they went back and forth. MJF is basically chewing out Jay White, saying that you're nothing. Jay White said, "Whatever, bruv. You ain't shit." They basically went in a war of words. If you want me to, I'm not doing a deep dive in the promo because I want to be because I want to get this shit done. Call me lazy, but this is the Ghetto edition, and this is episode 2 of AE Spark Ghetto edition, or 0. So yeah, they had a war of the words. It was really good. MJF won. I wish Jay White could be more, vicious with it. Because the thing is, I know Jay White could cut a good. I seen his post Wrestle Kingdom promos and his promos in general. I feel like he was holding back, and it sucks because I believe because I also breathe with the Switchblade. So yeah, they did really good though. I like this giant. If y'all want to see the promo, just go on YouTube. The whole promo is there. Just go have fun watching it. Next, we have this sit-down interview with the greatest father figure in all of pro wrestling, Christian Cage and Darby Allin. Then after that, we have the 4-way preview of the 4-way tag match. Austin Gunn, Matt Jackson, Torrance Cassidy, and Penta El Zero Miedo. Pentagon, I will call him. So yeah, there was a match. I forgot who won this match. Penta brought the BCE, Trigger for Mance to Austin. Orange Paul, Matt Jackson, the Orange. Okay, so Orange Cassidy won. Yeah. And then we have Julia Hart taking against Willow Nightingale. Rest in piss to Willow because Julia won. Then after that we have the contract signing between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland ahead of the WrestleDream match, and then we have War of the Words. Swerve won in my opinion because Hangman ain't shit. Swerve chewed him out. One of the greatest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life was from Swerve. Let me see if I can find the joint. He said, "What's better than a buck shot?" Oh, okay. So Swerve said, "What's a puck shot to a kill shot?" Greatest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life, bro. So yeah, Swerve won the whole War of the Words, and Hangman Page stabbed Swerve's hand with a fucking pin. But before the show went off air, Switchblade Jay White got fucking jumped. He literally, it was stomp season for Jay White. They beat the shit out of him, and there was people. It was like the attackers was like literally wearing masks, but one of the mask was a devil mask. So yeah, that was Dynamite in about whatever minutes. Now let's go talk about Rampage, the show I have not watched because I don't give a fuck about this show at all. So what's the first? It's Friday, whatever. I'm shut up, bro. Just shut the fuck up. So we got the World Trios a titles open challenge. The Acclaim against Brother Zay, the Hardys, man, Jeff. Boy, from what I know, from what I know about Jeff. Anyways, so yeah, I want you to fucking guess who won. There you go. Next we have Teddy Kingston, talking about his match against Shibata, but Team TNA plus Saddam Singh came in, interrupts, and Jay said, "You're unfit to be a Ring of Honor champion." Kingston laughed and walked away because he's a real gangster. Harris said, "No one's laughing on this side." I know, right? Next, we have the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship match against Eddie Kingston to Rocky Romero. I want you to guess who won because why would Eddie Kingston lose before his big match? Next is Oi. They were backstage talking about their tag team title match against FTR. Cute. Then we have the Righteous, my group, my team, my people, taking against Gunnar and Caleb Crush. Bullshit. Then we have Nick. Then we. Okay, so after the title match, we had Nick. Then we had the main event. It's Title Tuesday Opportunity match. What the fuck? Title Tuesday Opportunity. Nigga, what? Dynamite title. What the fuck is it? Okay, bro. Ruby Soho turn against fuck. Ruby Soho versus Hikaru Shida. And Shida won, I believe. So for the mirror, Shida managed kiss. So just Shida called a flash kick against. Yeah. So Shida won. Yeah. Next we got the final show, which is going to be covered, which is Collision. It's Saturday, you know what I mean. Saturday night is all right for a dick meme contest. For Collision, Damn, I forgot to change the fucking shits, bro. Yeah. It's Collision, baby. You know, it's Collision, baby. The show you never knew you needed. First we have Condrade Alidolo taking against Juice Robinson. Who won the fucking match? Let me guess. Drew the back elbow, and despite a DDT pinned him, and Andrade won. LOL. Then we had the Best Friends against the Kingdom. Thou shall know pain, thou shall knew pain. And I believe the Kingdom won. I could be wrong. I don't give a fuck. Alex Marvez tried to interview Don Callis. Prince Nana is basically being Nana. Don Callis was been on and walked away. Prince Nana, the saying fucking Christ. The House of Black, Julia Hart taking against, what the fuck type of nigga name is this? Verts V Vexen. Well, rest in piss, Verts. Julia Hart wins. Okay, so Claudio threw out the open challenge, and Josh Barnett answered that. What the fuck? Josh Barnett versus Claudio Castagnoli sounds fucking outrageous. Then we had Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega taking on against the Gates of Agony. I want you to guess who the fuck wins, because yeah. Then we have the Righteous, my boys, taking against Travis Williams and Judas Icarus. Well, rest in piss. The Righteous wins and did the crucifixion, which is a block of wood came between somebody's leg and slammed the chair against it. May you rest in piss. Main event time, the All-Star 8-man tag match. The AEW Tag Team Champions with Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler and Dragon taking on against Ozzy and Big Bill to Ricky Starks. This was a All-Star Tag Team match. And who the fuck won this match? Starks scored a pin on Dax Hartwood. Damn! Oh, so Starks and them won. That's crazy. And, you know, Zack Sabre Jr. and Danielson just look at each other and be like, what's up, bro? How you doing? So, that was the week of AEW. Shall we go over WrestleDream? Nigga, I just want the fucking card for a WrestleDream. I don't care about anything else, bro. Give me the card for WrestleDream. Where are you? Oh, hold up. There we go. Okay. No, I want WrestleDream. Where are you? What the fuck? It's Okay, I guess I gotta go to upcoming shows on Cage Match. Where are you? Oh. Found you. Alright, so let's go over the pre-show and that. Why is there 4 matches on the pre-show? What the fuck is wrong with you niggas? First, we have the mixed 8-man tag team. What the fuck? Athena, Billy Starks, Keith Lee, and Kojima taking against Diamante, Mercedes Martinez, Shane Taylor Promotions, which is Lee Moriarty and Shane Taylor. Then it's Claudio versus Josh Barnett. That's a fucking random match. Then we got Nick Wayne's funeral, which is Luchasaurus to Nick Wayne. Then we got the World Trios title match, which is Billy Gunn, The Acclaim, TMDK, Bad Boy Titty, and Michael Nicholas. Oh, and also Shane Hayes. I forgot about that motherfucker. Then we have the main card. Ricky Starks against Wheeler Yuta for some fucking reason. The tag team number 1 contendership match, which is Hook and Orange, a Orange Hook, Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, and the Guns. Then we got the TBS title match, which is Chris Statlander, rest in piss, against Julia Hart. I hope Julia Hart wins. Then we have a 6-man tag team match. Jericho and Golden Jericho King Golden Lovers 10 against the Don Callis Family. Then we got the World Tag Team 2-on-1 tag team match for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. MJF against the Righteous. May he rest in peace. Then we got the actual AEW World Title match, which is FTR against Aussie Moi. Then we got the Ring of Honor title and strong open weight. Eddie Kingston 10 against Shibata. Adam Page against Swerve Strickland. Bryan Danielson against Zack Sabre Jr. should be a main event. And Christian Cage against Darby Allin for the TNT title. And the best out of a 3 falls match. Here are my predictions. Starks, Bucks, maybe. Julia Hart, Don Callis, a family, probably. But I would go for the Golden Lovers. Righteous, unless MJF finds a partner, which is probably gonna be Roderick Strong. Probably it'd be cool though. FTR, Kingston, Swerve, Bryan, and Christian Cage. That's my picks, and there you go. That's the week of AEW in less than 30 minutes. So, yeah. That's AEW and a preview for WrestleDream. Here are my plugs. Let me get my nigga out the way. Zero Weights coming soon. Fuck. Oh shit. Yeah, this is WrestleDream. Whatever. Oh fuck that. Who gets next? They changed the logo, which is good. Burning Souls is coming soon. Frontline had their biggest event. Everything, which is everything or nothing. Really good show. Damn near 3 hours. What else? The wrestling of Rundown is moved to October. DMV Kings Road is coming soon. More shit. Okay, so since September to Remember has been concluded, the road to the Ultimo Gala is about to start soon, starting with the Autumn Tour, and then it ends with the Gala. So, oh shit. So yeah. Fuck, wrong one. Fuck, where's me? I am so unprofessional right now. So yeah, that is your AEW Spark Ghetto Edition episode 2. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I need y'all to do me a favor and stay hydrated. And also go touch grass. Fuck off.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.